think like 100 bob or 150, like that cheap. At 8 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I think this is the time someone proposes. Oh, and guess what? That was it. He never proposed. Like, I don't know, the ring kneeling down, or so he was like, okay. How can you be there without money? And why do you have this small phone? Hi guys, welcome to my channel again. Thank you for joining me. It's a cold morning. When you see me wearing a jacket or a sweater, just know it's cold. I don't like covering. I don't like sweaters. I don't like jackets. But for some reason, since yesterday or the other day, it's been cold. We are back again. But before I start, I need and I want to take a minute to thank you all for the support. Yes, I really appreciate you all. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, for liking. Yes, for commenting. And when I say for commenting, even those who say that I have a huge forehead, yes, it's huge, but I like it. And where I come from, this is a normal thing, and you find like 80% of the girls there have the same foreheads. It's a normal thing. I'm not embarrassed about it. I love it because I think it's beautiful. So if you think it's huge, okay, that's your opinion and it's okay. So today it's a lazy day and I'm feeling so cold. I need to take water because it's a lot of things happening at the same time. Thank you for the video that you guys kept on sharing, liking, watching, more especially the one for the thieves. Yes, apparently some people are not happy that I'm exposing or that I'm sharing such videos. But one thing I'll tell you, I think people need to know what is happening, and more especially when it comes to security. It's very important for people to know and, you know, to be aware. And of course, it helps to know how you can support yourself to avoid such situations. So I'll give you more, yes, because this is a normal thing in Syokimau. I'm sure people will go stealing in other people's homes, and I'll get the videos and I'll share. So I decided to switch off the comment section because of some people who are telling me to bring down the video, because in my understanding, I do not agree with them. And I believe it's very important for people to know what is happening in their community, because it's good to protect one another. And I believe most of you have families. So imagine when such people come to your home and, you know, you have kids, your wife, like, you know, it's not safe at all. So yes, I'll keep on sharing. So today, what are we going to talk about? There's this thing that happened sometime back of one of the Ugandans, boss lady, the Zari herself. I like her. Yeah, she's real, and you know, I love her. So sometime back, she had an argument with the husband, and she ended up making a comment that became a big deal. That, what do you put on the table? Asking the husband. So today I want us to reverse it the other way around. Like, as a married woman or someone in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiancé, as a woman, what do you put on the table? That's a hard one. But we have to, we have to talk about these hard things at the end of the day. So for those who are married, I think that's the tricky part, like the hardest situation for any woman. When you're single, when you're dating, it's all about you. And no one will ask you what do you put on the table. You know, it's you're supposed to take care of yourself. So let's go into it and we talk about it. We see what women put on the table as a married woman. So first of all, let's have two people. Married with a job and married without a job. Those are two different people. But what do they do? What do they put on the table at the end of the day? So I'll start with married without a job. Or married and, you decided to be a housewife. Not that you don't want to work, not that, because when you're married, like every married couple, they have different priorities. Some of them will be like, okay, my job can support us as a family. You know what? You stay at home, I take care of the bills, you take care of the kids and, the house, which is okay. It doesn't mean that, you do everything without support from the nanny, blah, blah, blah. No. But, that is an arrangement that is so common, and it's not a shame to be a housewife. It's totally fine. It's totally good, because some people believe a house or a home with kids, more people prefer like for a married woman to focus on the kids, then the man can look for the money and pay the bills and everything. So I believe in a marriage, it's how you guys, the two of you, decide to do things. It can be the same like everyone else. You can decide to do things differently. It's still okay. I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here. I'm trying to bring this discussion, because some people feel like, being a housewife, you're not contributing anything on the table. So that's the whole point, actually, why we are here today. So being a wife, a housewife, yes, a homestay mom, your job is to make sure that your home is on point, your kids are on point, just taking care of everyone. It doesn't mean you're not working. Actually, you're working more than anyone else in that house. Yes, more than even the husband. So I've been a housewife for like now, I would say, officially 1 year. Officially 1 year. Because last year and the years before, I was doing a few things. So this year, not this year. Yeah, no. Since I got pregnant, I decided to stay home. That is last year. So from last year, early last year to now, I'm still at home. So there are so many reasons why it's that way. I'll not go into that. But, we are still figuring things out with so many reasons why we are taking our time. But let's talk about it. I'll use myself as an example. What do I put on the table as a housewife right now? I've been in both situations. I've been a working housewife mother, and now a housewife mother. So I know both experiences. I've lived both experiences. Oh God, I've lived both lives, and I have an experience in everything. So being a housewife, it doesn't mean you're not putting anything on the table. And actually, you shouldn't be ashamed, or you shouldn't feel that, you're doing less. Let me tell you, if there's something that is really, really, really hard, is being a housewife. Being a housewife means when it comes to financial, you have to depend on your husband 100%, which is so hard. More especially when you're this kind of a person who used to earn money, like your own money, without depending on anyone else. My background, I used to work. I used to have a job back in Rwanda. I was financially independent until I got married, changing, from Rwanda to Kenya. It takes a lot of time to adjust and, time to figure things out. If it's a job you're looking for, it will take time. You don't have connection, like it takes a lot. So if you're in a hurry, you'll be so stressed. But if you take your time as you learn your way around and as you figure out what you want to do, it helps. So being a housewife, it's very hard, really hard. And some people don't even understand how bad it can be. But when you have a supporting team, that is your husband and also maybe a nanny at home to help you, somehow you don't feel the pressure so much. But again, the pressure will always be there if financially you have to depend on your husband 100%. Like, women, you understand what I mean, 100%. Like, you have to go to your husband, oh, I need money for salt, I need money for water, I need money for this, I need money for that. Like, you reach a point and you just feel like you're tired. So the first year it was like that for me. Like, I would go to my husband every second, I need money for this. And then it was like, okay, are you comfortable with this? And I'm like, no, neither. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm trying to fit in. It's so hard. It's so difficult. I feel pressured all the time. I just don't know how to, keep on pushing. Then I was like, okay, let's try this. How about number one, for shopping and everything, you open a bank account. I put the money for shopping like every month. You don't need to ask me. It's you to manage the money. You decide how much you're spending this month. We just put a number. So you manage the shopping within that number we've put. And I'm like, okay, now you're talking. So, and again, I also start paying you salary for the work you're doing. And that money is for you as an individual to do whatever you want with it. I was like, okay, I'm listening. So, now you see what I'm talking about when you have a supporting team. So that was my husband's, suggestions, so that, I start feeling a bit of independent financially. I don't need to go to him all the time, blah blah blah. So I felt like, that was so kind of him, and I felt like he really understands what I'm going through and what it means to be asking for money every day. Yet in the past, you were so independent. So we agreed on a certain amount of money for shopping monthly, and we agreed on my salary. So yes, he started putting money for shopping on my account, plus my money, my salary. So you find like it reduced the amount of pressure I used to have. Because let me tell you, you all know women, when we are at home, sometimes you run out of greens, you need greens, you can't go to the supermarket, like you just want greens like right away. So what happens? You need like 50 bob or 100 bob just to buy, greens for lunch as you wait to go for shopping later. That happens a lot. So now imagine you need 20 bob, 40 bob, 50 bob, 100, and you have to go to your husband all the time. Like, in case something like that happens, you have to go to your husband. So it used to be a problem, and it's one of the things that really used to torture me mentally. And I'm like, dear God, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up to be so like you live your life and then you get this new life where someone has to take care of you 100%, to the extent of even giving you like small money. So when my husband came up with that plan, it solved a lot of problems for me financially. So as we speak, he still does the same. I get my money, I get paid monthly, my own money. He cannot tell me what I do with that money. I can decide to take that money for shopping, all of it. I can decide to save it. I can decide to do whatever I want. But the point is, if I want to buy those small things, and let's say the money for shopping is finished on the account, if I want to buy those small things, I can always use on my money. I don't need to go to him. So he saved me, and actually also saved himself. Like, because sometimes you can be there without money. But when he knows that he has taken care of the bills, all of them, plus the money for shopping, whatever happens in between the month, it's something that will come as an accidental thing, you get. And if he's to come in, it means it will be something that is big, beyond my pay. So it helped a lot. But now let's put that aside. Depending on how you want to do this, it helps. But again, after that, as a woman, as a housewife, what do you put on the table? Most people, how can I call them? Arrogant people. Yes, arrogant men will not understand that being a housewife, taking care of the house, it doesn't matter if you have a maid or not, taking care of the house, making sure everyone is okay, everyone has eaten, everything is on point, the kids are dressed, the kids and now for families that have more than one kid, that one, it's also a different story because the work is a lot. So managing those kids, making sure everything moves smoothly, making sure the kids are sick, you have to go to the hospital, like, that's too much work. That's why most of the times we find men cannot work like women. A man will focus on one thing. If it's business, it's business. But don't tell him to mix business with managing at home and I don't know what. That's when they lose it. But as women, we can do everything at once. You can make sure that the house is on point, the kids are on point, your husband has eaten, the clothes are clean, and again, look for money at the same time. That is a normal life for a woman. For a married woman, it's a normal life. So being a housewife, it's so stressful, and mentally it drains you. And if you come out as a man and say you don't put anything on the table, then I'll call you a mad man. When you're out there looking for money up and down, you come home, you expect food there, you expect the house to be clean, you expect kids to have eaten, showered, you come and ask me, where is this, where is that? Like, all of that, it's done by a human being. So at the end of the day, you realize that my work as a housewife is too much than you as a working person. Because mainly, men, for them, they focus on looking for money. When they have money, when they're able to pay the bills, they are like, I've done too much work. But as women, we do both. And it's a normal thing. And like, God created us in a way that, it's part of us. It's part of us to, do everything. So being a housewife, it's really hard. Appreciate any woman who decides to stay home to take care of you and your kids and your home. Appreciate, respect that woman. Don't look at it in a way that, you're not paying up any bill in this house. Because without that woman, you'll not be able to achieve most of the goals out there, because your mind will not be there. Your mind will be all over. And if there's one thing that disturbs a man, is telling a man to divide their mind into other things. God created them in a way that their mind is supposed to be looking for money only. That's why you find most of the times men are overtaken with looking for money and forget that they have a wife at home who needs attention and care and blah blah blah. And you find most of the times, in between of forgetting, they lose one another. their marriage falls apart. Like, men are wired in a way of just looking for money. So imagine a woman who is going to do everything for you. Everything, everything. Sometimes, like, there's this one thing that happened. My husband had so many documents, like, for school, because my daughter changed school. So he had so many documents for school. They were all over this dining. So I decided to arrange them, keep them somewhere else. And then he came back and he was like, what happened to my documents that were here? And I'm like, oh, I kept them because now they were becoming so much there. And it's like, oh no, why? Now I'm going to lose everything. Like, I wanted them here because everything was here now. And I'm like, no, like, you don't need to worry. They are just there. I'm telling you, he looked so stressed just because his mind was like, my documents are there. They are supposed to be there. You know, that's when I'll know that I have all the documents. The moment you move them, the moment you change his mindset to another direction, he loses it. He loses it in a way, like, he feels stressed that, oh, now he's going to lose the documents. Now. So as women, we are designed in a way that we can do anything. We can do all of it at once. Yes. So a homestay mom, I respect. I'll be a year when, because I started last year when I got pregnant. Yeah, I'm like 2 months away to be 1 year as a housewife. But I'm telling you. Sometimes I sit down and I ask my husband, like, I need you to take like a week and you be me and I be you, and we see if you can survive. And then he's like, me, I can't. First of all, I can't stay in the house for more than 2 days and I don't go crazy. And second of all, I can't be doing the same thing throughout. You guys do the same things throughout. Like, if you're in the house, it's all about the kids, the food, the cleaning, it's the same things throughout, every day. So they get bored. But as you will adjust so fast and move on and forget that it's even a problem. Yes, once in a while it comes back and haunt you. But again, women are heroes. So a housewife, me, I respect them because it takes a lot of energy to be a housewife. And again, being a housewife, it means you're giving away your dream of making your own money to take care of everyone else in the house. Like, you're dedicating your life to taking care of everyone in the house than looking for money. And tell me if I'm lying. Everyone wants to be in a position where they're financially independent. Like, you don't want to be there asking for money. So the moment you accept not to work, I'm telling you, you're being a hero. Because yes, these kids, they grow well with their parents involved, like so much involved. It doesn't mean kids who are with the nannies don't grow well, but there's that uniqueness of a child who grew with the parents or the mom full time, and even there's a difference with the kid who grows with the nannies. Sometimes we get these nannies and some of them are good, some of them are bad. Some of them, they can come up with behaviors they teach your children. By the time you realize that, my child has this behavior, because you're always busy, you're running up and down looking for money. As a mother, you're running up and down looking for money. So by the time you get to realize it, sometimes, like, you're like, I'm telling you, sometimes you feel like you're not a good mother. Like, there's a time I used to notice things on my daughter, and I started feeling so bad that I was not there to see that happening, and I realized, I'm like, I'm running up and down looking for money, and then my child is going through this, I can't even tell. So those are the guilts we have as a married woman who is also working. Like you miss a lot in your kids' lives. And sometimes if you're so unlucky, you get a nanny who is a bad person. By the time you get to know that, they've been teaching your kids bad things, sometimes it's a bit too late. Sometimes, like those are the guilts you live with for the rest of your life, because you are looking for money. Life is so hard that, sometimes sitting at home to be a housewife, it's too expensive. You need to go there and hustle. Do you know that there are so many cases of house helps who rape kids? Yes, both sides. It can be a nanny, a lady nanny who can rape a young boy, or a boy who can rape a young girl. Those are so many cases. And as a parent, you get to know it when it's already late. Sometimes, I've had this story, by the way, that most of the boys growing up, when they grow up in a family where there's lady nannies, I'm telling you, most of them, they lose their virginities on the nannies. Yes, that is a common thing. I've had so many stories about it, and it happens because sometimes we are not there as parents. We are so busy running up and down. We are so busy looking for money. We are so busy, So sometimes you miss those small, they are not even small. You miss those things because you don't get time. You get home when you're really tired. The important thing is the baby is healthy. The kids are going to school. They have school fees. They have food. Your mind is always on that, and forget the other small things that can result into big things. But again, you cannot afford to stay home. So when you have a wife staying home, those are the few things that she will make sure that, they don't happen, because she's always there 24/7. Do you know that most of the young men who grew up, yes, I've said it, who grew up with a nanny, they all, like I would say 90% of them lose their virginities on those nannies. Yes. And no one comes out to say anything about it. Okay, for a boy, maybe mentally it will affect him, but again, physically, not so much. But when you have girls, that's when people now shout about it. Oh, she was raped, because for girls, it's so obvious. But even boys go through that, and no one comes out to say anything. So I'm trying to show you the advantage of being a housewife, what things they put on the table. Such things will not happen to your kids, because this woman is always there supervising, monitoring their kids, taking care of their kids. So you cannot say, I put nothing on the table. You cannot say, because if you hear stories out here, stories of kids being raped, stories of nannies stealing kids, stories of nannies hurting kids, stories of nannies killing kids. All of that happens because these nannies have all the time to be with our kids, like all the time. And as we are so busy, because the world is moving so fast, so we are so busy out there looking for money, and we miss a few things. By the time we realize, it's too late. Yes, too late. So if a woman agrees to be a homestay wife, there's being a homestay wife because you don't have anything else to do. And there's being a homestay wife because the two of you have agreed that one of us should stay home. So I'm talking to those people. So if you agree to be a housewife, between you and your husband, respect that woman, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And you know the funny thing, when you're working, you have all the power to decide what you do with your money. You can decide to support your relative back home. You can decide to do blah, blah, blah. But in this case, being a housewife, you don't have all of that. There's no space for all of that, because now you have limited money, and maybe you have to ask for your husband to give you money, and you can't keep on doing that all the time. So you being a housewife, a housewife, you lose all of that. You lose all of that. Do you know, like, I get excited when I get a phone call of someone telling me that, oh, like back home, like, oh, I need some money. Because everyone knows right now I'm not working. So they'll be like, oh, like someone calls me, hey, I need some money. Like, I run to support, because I feel like I've been missing out supporting people, because, I don't have a job. Of course, the money is not always there. Like, I'm not working. So the freedom of, giving money to support someone is so limited that it makes you feel like back home or in your family, you're useless now, because you can't do anything for anyone. And the reason why you can't do anything, because you don't want to keep on going to your husband asking for money to support someone. So you see, you're giving up a lot of things to become this housewife for the sake of your family. So men who say women who stay at home, they don't put anything on the table, you need to check yourself, because these women are heroes. So next time we will talk about women who work and again take care of the kids at the same time. And maybe sometimes their husbands are not working, not because they don't want to, but maybe there's no job. Maybe it was a contract, it ended, now he's looking for another. There are those ones also, and what the things they go through, it's also another thing. So we'll talk about it next time. Yes, please subscribe. Please share these videos to your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell. Yes, you get. And like, because comments for now, they on pause. Thank you so much. I see people in Kenya, US, and Rwanda. You're my main people. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time on maybe part 2 or another topic. But either way, I thank you and I appreciate everything you're doing on this channel, and I appreciate the love you're showing me. Until next time.